All right, we're about ready to get rolling here. This is March the 2nd at 4:30 in the afternoon. This is the Corrections Subcommittee, and we are glad that the crowd is small and sparse but so joyous. I'm so happy you are here. If you do not know, the folks on the staff that help us, Bridget Fendler is my assistant. She's the executive assistant, and Nathan Witt is our research analyst. Josh Houston is our legal attorney. Matt Mundy is a legal attorney, and Kalani Smith is our clerk. So if you don't know these folks, they're good people you need to meet. Is there any personal orders? Okay. Let's take the roll then, please.
Representative Eldridge. Here. Kiesling. Yes. Littleton. Here. Moon. Here. Powell. Chairman Halsey.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go out of order here. Representative Lamar has another bill she's got to present across the hall. So we're looking at House Bill 843 by Representative Lamar, and Representative, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee, and thank you, Representative Hakeem, for letting me go out of order here. I appreciate your kindness. First, I have an amendment, which this amendment makes the bill, and what this amendment does, it basically provides for screening methods to grow as medical technology grows. And it also sets just a minimum standard of care for female prisoners. And what that minimum standard of care is, female inmates who are 50 years old to 74 years old will be offered a mammogram, primary screening, or other early detection breast cancer screenings. Female inmates 40 to 49 years old will be offered physician consultation for guidance on receiving mammograms and self-screening. Other educational opportunities and educational information opportunities will be provided to the female inmates. And that's an explanation of the amendment, and the amendment will make the bill pass.
Second. All right, this is the amendment. You've heard an explanation of it. It makes the bill. Is your drafting code 004109?
Yes.
That's what I have.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions for the representative? Representative Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And sponsor, does this apply to local jails?
It does right now, but I've been in consultation with members of this board that I plan to amend it where we're not counting for county jails. I know it's a resource issue, and I know the state already does a lot. So I plan to amend it to be completely transparent, to take out county jails, so I won't apply to them, and just leave it for a state minimum.
Mr. Chairman, and I have full faith in that, but, you know, as we sit here, you know, we have to vote on what's before us. And would the sponsor entertain roll it 1 week and bring that amendment back to the sub? Like I say, your word is your bond, and I understand that, but I don't know if it's. I have a bad feeling about taking some of it up for consideration. That if we know there's a defect, we may need to deal with that in subcommittee.
Actually,
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry. Actually, that amendment is being written, and I called legal, and they are writing the amendment at this time. I was going to put it on in the full. Actually, was what I was going to do.
I will change my feelings.
Okay, thank you.
And recommend passage.
Thank you, and I plan to honor that amendment as soon as we get it.
There's never been a question of that. Never been a question of that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we're going to vote on the amendment unless there's other questions for the sponsor. Seeing none, all right. All those in favor of Amendment 4109, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no? No. One no. The ayes have it. All right, now we're on the bill. So I don't have to vote on the bill? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm glad I got legal right here. Okay, any other discussion before we vote on the bill? Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Sponsor, I can't, you must understand, I'm just in a position, I can't support this until I see it in writing. I just can't. So, I will be a no, with all respect to you, okay?
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any other discussion? Representative Littleton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I've looked at this bill, and I've talked with Tori as well. I think this is already something that they do, but is this just codifying it?
Yes.
Because they do already do this, correct?
Yes, they do it in practice. This will codify just a minimum standard of practice.
Okay.
Any other questions? Question's been called on the bill. Without objection, we're going to vote on House Bill 843. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. I only heard one no, so I'm assuming the ayes have it. Well, maybe we better take a roll call vote so I know for sure what to put in the books. All right.
Representative Eldridge. Representative Kiesling. Representative Littleton. Representative Moon. Representative Powell. Chairman Halsey.
Aye.
Ayes 5, 1 no.
Okay, bill passes. Thank you, Representative. Where does it go now? Full committee, state government, yes. Okay, we're back at the front of the calendar. We now have House Bill 613 by Representative Hakeem. Motion on the bill. Have a motion and a second. Representative Hakeem, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members. Thank you for the opportunity to be before you. What this bill does, we know that. Oh, I'm sorry. We're good?
You're good.
Okay, all right. What this bill does is to try to reduce the rate of recidivism that we have within our corrections department. And we're asking the commissioner to facilitate the finding of programs and that would assist in reducing the amount of recidivism that we have and making this report accessible to the legislature. My understanding, some of this is already being collected. There's some other things in here, basic, that we've asked for in the report. So that's the bill in a gist, sir. Asking for your assistance.
Okay, thank you, sponsor. Are there questions for the sponsor on this bill? Representative Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is there a fiscal note on this bill? Not significant.
Not significant, right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions for the sponsor? Yes, Representative Littleton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I've visited several of the prisons, and I know that most of them do this already.
Yes, ma'am.
So this will just be to codify it, or, I mean, if they're already doing it.
Well, this doesn't happen in all of the institutions as well as it should. And if we know what we're doing, what improvements need to be made, that will assist us in being more efficient in the process. And we feel no person would be better than the commissioner as far as leading this up to gather this information, this data.
So are they already?
Pieces of it is already, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
go
sorry, I
right
did the
ahead.
same thing.
Yeah, pieces of it is already being collected, and there are pieces that need to be a part of this. Everything that you see here is only things we're asking for. Like I said, the fiscal note is not significant. That means that it's basically information they already have available, just need to be collected.
Anything else?
Yep. Oh, and where will it go once it's collected?
I believe, where is it going? Here to us, the legislature.
Of the legislature.
And I think we gave them to January of 2022 to gather and provide us with a report.
Yes.
So now the commissioners, the wardens just keep it, is that,
I apologize, I can't hear you.
where is it now? After they gather it, what do they do with it?
Collate it and put it together in a report and provide it to us, if that's what you're asking.
Go ahead.
I'm asking right now, once they collect the information that you're looking for, and they already are, where does it go? Do they just keep it there at that one facility, or what do they do with it?
Well, the commissioner, that's who we're asking to put the report together. I guess we'll say his office. And out of that, what we can do is identify what programs that we can put into place, what programs that we already have that we might be able to improve to help reduce the recidivism persons coming back into the institution.
Okay. Any other questions for the sponsor? Chairman?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, not to the sponsor himself, but to you, sir. Do we have, has there been permission granted for the department to speak on this at all? None or not?
Yeah, yes, he did. Attorney Grimes had requested, or has the permission 24 hours ago. Yes, he.
Okay, so we could request him to come up to answer some questions for
We could.
testimony.
Certainly. We'll go out of session.
Could we go out of session then, and please?
Right. Mr. Grimes.
Hello, Chairman and members, and sorry, I've got Senate Judiciary in my ear there. I've got it muted. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Sure.
So we're neutral on this bill. What the bill, in our view of the bill, it basically would have us just simply report to the specifics of the programs that the department already does, to really just compile them into a separate report. And that's why we felt like that we could be neutral on this bill, because we really have all that information at hand, and we certainly can share it because of the bill or just because you asked for it. We'll be glad to provide that for any member that wishes to have that information. So.
Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. So you defer?
Yes.
Yes. You don't have, in other words, once I come from, you don't have a dog in the fight.
No,
here.
sir. No, sir. We'll be gladly provided if the bill passes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, sir. We're back in session. Any questions for the sponsor? Questions been called on the bill. Without objection, we're going to vote now on, well, I lost it. 613.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
We're going to vote on House Bill 613. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, sir. It moves to full state government.
Thank you, Chairman and members.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are now on item number 3 on the calendar. We're looking at House Bill 1069 by Representative Eldridge, and you're recognized where you are. Motion and a second.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, members. House Bill 1069 comes from Tricor. This would authorize them to sell merchandise that's been manufactured by the inmates to nonprofits. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. There is an amendment that's traveling with the bill as well.
Okay, we got a motion and a second on the amendment. Are you talking about 003957?
Yes, sir, Chairman.
That's what I have. All right. You want to explain the amendment, and then we'll vote on it.
Okay, the amendment basically just makes one substantive change, and that's to add government entities in with the nonprofits and charitable organizations. That's the change made by the amendment.
Okay, are there any questions for the sponsor of the amendment? All right. Question's been called on amendment. We're voting on amendment 3957. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Okay, the amendment's on the bill now. do you have a question on the amendment? Okay. Go ahead with your bill.
Okay, with the amendment, it just adds the government entities in with private corporations. It also allows Tricor Board to determine if sales are not, that they don't unfairly compete against any local businesses in the private sector. And that's essentially what the bill does.
Okay, we ran this bill last year, or you did.
We did, yes.
And we passed it out of here, and then it got balled up there with COVID stuff.
Yes.
And, yeah, is there any other questions for the sponsor of the bill? Yeah, Representative Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sponsor, it's my understanding that Tricor and Tennessee Manufacturing Housing Association have had discussions on this bill. Could you please tell us where you are on those discussions with them and Tricor to be sure to protect against competing with private businesses as such as theirs? My district is the headquarters of probably the largest manufacturing homes in the southeast, maybe in the country, Clayton Mobile Homes. So I would like to know where those discussions are, if you could share that with me.
You're recognized, sponsor.
Thank you, Chairman. There has been discussions with Tennessee Housing Association. Their concern is that they don't want to see a home building program come to Tennessee like that has happened out in South Dakota, Iowa, and Missouri. The concern that this may happen in the future versus right now with Tricor entering home building businesses, Tricor does not have any current plans to get into a large-scale operation as far as building these type homes. The intent is with the building program is to develop the skills for the inmates so that there would be a ready workforce really for companies such as Clayton's. And I'm sure that, having dealt in business in some of the housing and with the housing industry, a lot of these companies, they'll end up training someone for 5 or 6 weeks and they walk off and they leave. Tricor is just stepping in and providing training up front, and they have no intention to develop anything beyond a program for training and construction skills. And apparently the Tennessee Housing Association, according to what I have here, they're not opposed to the Tricor building program, or building a few homes each year to develop the skill sets. And hopefully this would lead to them working together on some other programs in the future. And there is, and I think in the process, a memorandum of understanding being developed between Tennessee Housing Association and Tricor so that they can communicate on these type programs a little more effectively.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And, this could be a win-win for everyone. It could develop a workforce for that industry. So I would not oppose this bill. I support the bill. But I think it's very important that memorandum of understanding is developed. So I'll be voting for the bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions for the sponsor? Question on the bill? Okay, we are going to vote on House Bill 1069. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Sponsor moves to full state government.
Thank you, Chairman and Committee.
Is there any other business for this committee? Well, all you folks, I assume there's joy all over your visage, but I can't see it because of the mask, so we will just assume it's there. Do I have a motion to adjourn? So moved. Adjourn.